Wagwan, ladies and gents, boys and girls, my name is Ashim MG and welcome to the first ever voiceover, and today we're looking at some squad builders. We're looking at a bit over 10k for a LIGA Santander team. But if you're a bit tight on money, like we can all relate, we've got some cheaper alternatives in the team as well. So make sure to stay tuned and we're going to get right into it without any further ado. Now do keep in mind I've only had FIFA 17 for about a week, so if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can too. So to start off this beast team, we have Ter Stegen in goal from Barcelona, the team I support. You see, he's got quite amazing stats. However, you see the speed and reflexes are quite low. So what I did was I got the chemistry style on him to increase that. The stats are looking quite poorly, and that's got quite a positive impact in the game. And whenever I've used him, I've only noticed positive out of him. And I must say, although the chemistry style is only an optional addition, with that, he really does have cat-like reflexes, and in every game I've played with him using that, his speed is better than most higher rated players. Overall, I must say, Ter Stegen's an extremely underrated player, but nevertheless, moving on to the next player, our left back Tremolinos. And although this player I got him for 1,400, it brings our total tally up in the top right corner to 2,400. I must say I was in quite of a rush to get him. You could easily snipe him and get him at a much lower price. But about the actual player, he's actually got quite good stats with the 82 pace and the work rate with a high attacking. He's come quite close to scoring quite a few goals, and he's an extremely reliable defender. So moving on to the centre back. Now this next player is quite an amazing grab. At £750 he's a bargain, and he's got the amazing high defensive, medium attacking, and also I've got the Guardian, and let's not forget to mention the 69 pace. Moving on to the next player. Now Matthew is another Barcelona player, and he links excellently with Ter Stegen, and he's one of my favourite defenders in the game due to his all-round amazing stat, and his work rate is quite a good addition to the team, giving me the high medium variations. But I felt there was no need for a chemistry style on him because I felt like he was rounded quite well. Now moving on to our next player, Carvajal. I got him for 1,300 with his chemistry style, which is an absolute bargain. And keep in mind the chemistry style increases the shot because of his high attacking work rate, which I felt was a good addition. And as you can tell, it's quite an attacking team, so be ready to score some goals. Now Vasquez. Oh, Vasquez, he scored some bangers for this team. Although he's a right mid in a centre mid position, he's still able to maintain the 100 chemistry of the club. Now Turan, he's one of my most recent purchases. He plays for Barcelona, as you know, I love them. He's actually extremely worth it. Although he has been injured quite a lot, he's got the 4-star skill moves, high work rate, attacking and defensive. I believe it's extremely good value. However, we have the cheaper alternative, which we'll go on to later. Now moving on to Gabby, an extremely good value player, 950 coins. He's played 22 games for my club, and in those games he's scored or assisted at least once in each of those games, which just shows how reliable he really is. Now Ben Yedder, this player is an absolute beast. You will hear his name anywhere, and once you see him you would know you're in trouble. He's one of my favourite strikers after the next one we're going to be talking about, and his name is the one and only Bakambu. At only £2,000 with 23 games played, 51 goals scored and 14 assists, one of my favourite buys of all times. Now I must give credit to It's Vaptor for suggesting this amazing player for me, and without his help this wouldn't have happened. So links down below, they're going to be right there. Make sure to give him a sub, good friend of mine. And without him, who knows, this video might not have been possible. So give him a like on all his videos, he's an amazing friend, go check him out. But back to Bakambu, oh my god, this guy blows my mind. At 88 pace, it seems like nothing, but with a finisher, chemistry style, he's a lifesaver. The amount of times I've been trailing, I was 3-0 down at one point, and I got to 5-0. All my goals scored or assisted by Bakambu. He is an absolute lifesaver, I love him. But unfortunately we can't spend the whole day going on about this sick, amazing player. So we're going to go on to Orellana, our right wing, who's played 22 games with me, scored 8 goals with 19 assists. He crosses it in, gives it to Bakambu and feeds it right into him. He feeds some amazing goals, great crosses, and his goals, they're quite spectacular, not gonna lie. Now moving on to the section of the video where all the broke players are waiting to see. this is the budget section where we look at some cheaper players that are alternatives to some of the more expensive players on the pitch. So the first cheaper player is quite an underrated player in my opinion. It's Rafinha from Barcelona, and he replaces Arda Turan, saving us immediately 850 coins. And he's quite an amazing player. He's played 5 games, he's scored 2 goals, 1 assist, and I quite like him. He's one of my favourite cheaper players, to be honest. Now Kovacic is the next player. He's a centre mid, and he replaces any of the other centre mids except Arda Turan, and that saves us another 50 coins, which sets us back, and we're going closer to the 10k target now. And once again, it's another underrated player at only 79. He's got 88 pace, and he's got 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. He's one of my favourites. If you can't afford one of the more expensive ones, be sure to get him. Now the next player, Jesse, he was my left wing for quite a while, 21 games, until I got Ben Yedder, quite a good upgrade. Now you see that saves us potentially about 200 coins, however I was in a rush once again to get him, so I went overboard and spent 1,100 coins. Now next up is a replacement for Ter Stegen, the Citizen, another Barcelona player. He's so underrated at 81 hitting. He's only 500 coins, that saves us 500 coins, and he's had so many clean sheets. He's one of the most reliable keepers you can get. Obviously Ter Stegen's an upgrade, however there's still the league, and he's extremely reliable. I would recommend him very much if you can't afford Ter Stegen. Alrighty, so the next player is Mesa. He's a centre defensive mid, which you can put in if you change the formation from 4-3-3 to a different variation of it. Now he's extremely valuable, 82 rated at only 500 coins. He's so underrated. He saves you 450 coins right there, and that just takes us closer and closer and closer to the 10,000 goal. Now the next player in our budget section is Mangala. He's a centre back from Valencia. He's a French player. He's got 84 physicality with a Guardian chemistry shot, 4-star weak for 2-star skill moves. He scored 4 goals, which is quite exceptional for a centre back. Now he links in quite nicely, and is a replacement for Matthew from Barcelona, and that saves us 200 coins. Now the next player is Digne from Barcelona once again. He links in quite nicely if you have Matthew in there and you've Arda Turan to the left centre mid position. Now I must admit, once again, I did go overboard with the pricing. I spent 1,000 coins on him. You could easily get him for 800. However, don't forget, he is an exceptionally good player, even for the 1,000 coin price. But if you do get him for 800 coins, that can save you another 600 coins off the full price. Now the next player is our final addition to the budget section of the squad. He's Cancelo. He's a 79 rated rare gold right back. He's got 89 pace. He's played 16 games and scored 1 goal for me. I believe personally he's very underrated. He's an extremely good addition to your team if you can't afford the more expensive Carvajal. And with that being said, that ends us with saving another 300 coins. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our squad builder, and this is our finished squad at 10k. This LIGA team is absolutely beast. 100 chemistry, 81 rating, 4.5 stars at under 10k coins. It's an absolute bargain. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, this is SANTANDER signing off.